How can an individual overcome public speaking anxiety and deliver confident presentation in front of everyone?
जब आप गलती करते हैं उसी से आप सीखते हैं. First thing. Second thing,
what are some key elements of a compelling presentation and how can we incorporate them into our talks?
Firstly, best grooming. Secondly,
so how can we communicate assertively without being aggressive or passive?
So firstly, you need to understand that
what kind of communication training do aviation professionals undergo?
They go through the training where they understand the importance of verbal communication.
Good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of Deep Luminous. So today we have Miss Ashmita Jha. She has a celebrated background as a communication skills trainer with colleges such as Sate Sadnam. She has also worked with MNCs companies such as Accenture. So today we'll welcome you.
Thank you so much, Maliha, for your kind words.
Thank you so much. So I'll ask you few questions related to communication skills.
Of course.
So what are some communication skill pitfalls people face in their personal and professional lives?
People do have this misconception about communication, that communication is about speaking well, or maybe about speaking in English. But what they don't understand is communication is all about understanding your audience, understanding your topic, understanding your subject matter, and understanding how do you have to communicate it to the other person. For example, if I have an audience that are not so literate, I am educated and I'm literate, and if I keep on bragging and I keep on telling or communicating in English, but if they don't understand what I'm trying to communicate, I fail as a communication person or communication trainer. So the biggest pitfall is understanding your audience. So that's where we as a person lack. We do not understand our audience well.
Okay. What other role does active listening play in communication and how can we practice it?
So this is the most asked question I get to hear in my class, and I understand that active listening is more important than active speaking. Why? Because when you speak, you only speak what you know. But when you listen to something that you don't know. So it is always wealthier to be on the other side where you get to listen rather than speaking. I personally feel that a good listener can be a good speaker, but not necessarily a good speaker can be a good listener.
How can an individual overcome public speaking anxiety and deliver confident presentation in front of everyone?
So I personally feel that we as humans have the tendency to make mistakes, okay? We also learn from our mistakes, and that's the easiest form to learn from. Now, majority of time, I see the students, they're very scared of making the mistakes. They're very scared that if I speak wrong English, I'll be corrected in front of entire class or maybe in front of public. But little that they know is that जब आप गलती करते हैं, उसी से आप सीखते हैं. First thing. Second thing, वो कहा जाता है कि डर का सामना डर को फेस करके ही किया जाता है. आप अगर बैठोगे और अज्यूम करोगे कि एक दिन सब चीज आपके लिए ग्लोरिफाइड और गाला हो जाए, वो होता नहीं है अनलेस यू गो एंड यू फेस इट एंड यू बीट इट. सो दैट्स वन थिंग. एंड जब आप वो डर का सामना कर लेते हैं एंड देन व्हेन यू सी द फीडबैक दैट यू रिसीव फ्रॉम योर ऑडियंस इज व्हेन यू रियलाइज दैट पब्लिक स्पीकिंग इज just a myth that's there in your head and just a bubble that's there in your head. Unless you face the fear, unless you face the stage, is the time where you actually start to escalate yourself and you start to grow in your career.
Absolutely correct. So moving to the next question, what are some key elements of a compelling presentation and how can we incorporate them into our talks?
Firstly, best grooming. Secondly, again I would like to say audience analysis. Third, having a simplified understanding of your topic. Fourth, how to present that topic. These are some compelling ways where you can present yourself well in the front of the audience and can overcome your stage fear, public speaking ability, and can enhance in your communication.
Okay. Now, how can we build strong relationship through effective communication in a personal and professional life too?
So I, being an extrovert person, I completely believe that this completely depends upon individual to individual. An introvert person will always go and deliver their facts, deliver what has been told to them, and they come back to their cocoon and then they rest. Wherein extrovert people, they make it a point that they deliver their content, they deliver the deliverables, and also they have a knack to have a relationship built in the room. So if you have a great communication, your walk is different, your talk is different, people love to listen to you, and then eventually it strengthens your relationship. Now, as a communication trainer, I do feel that this ability that I hold up makes my student being more comfortable to me. They rely on what I teach, they trust my deliverables, and hence it has made me to reach to a career point where I am right now.
Okay. So how can we communicate assertively without being aggressive or passive?
So firstly, you need to understand that with whom do we fight? We fight with our loved ones, okay? Workplace or institute or students are not a place where fighting will resolve things, okay? Now, for example, if you and I are getting into fight, maybe you are howling at me, you're growling at me, you're barking at me, and I will just calmly come to you and say, listen, Madiha, you're not my family, you're not my friend. We are here to share a work relationship. It will be very kind of you that if you take some time out and you calm down with your thoughts, and I would appreciate you coming and discussing the most vulnerable side of you and the wildest side of you with all the calm and composure, where you respect my presence. I will listen to you. I will address your queries. When I speak, you need to give me the same respect, and you need to listen and calmly focus on things that I say to you. No, I personally feel that nowhere fighting resolves the issue. Communication is just the key where things can be resolved at a greater note.
Okay, quite good. What are some key communication skills for leaders, and how can they foster a positive team culture?
To be a good leader, you need to understand the ability, the mindset of each and every member of your team. You need to understand that you cannot keep matching or keep comparing your two employees' ability on one page. Example, if I know that one employee of mine is over enthusiastic, is overachiever, meets the deadline, and so इसका वीकनेस एक साइड ये होता है कि ऐसे लोग प्लेटफॉर्म अलाउ नहीं करते हैं अदर वन के लिए प्रोग्रेस करने के लिए, और उनका जो प्लेग्राउंड रहता है वो 70% वो ले जाते हैं. वेयर इन ऑन द अदर हैंड यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट एक पर्सन जो लेस अचीवर है, ठीक है, जो उतना वार्तालाप नहीं करता है, ऐसे लोग की सुनने की क्षमता ज़्यादा अच्छी होती है, ये बहुत डिटेल्ड ओरिएंटेड होते हैं और ये दूसरों को प्लेग्राउंड देते हैं खेलने के लिए. तो उनको भी ये मोटिवेट करना है दैट लिसन, you can't be taking the seat back and you can't be allowing people to take away your opportunities for you to excel and grow. So as a leader, I need to understand and identify each one's quality and try to moderate everyone and allow them equal opportunity and space for them to grow and excel in the career.
Okay. Then how can team communicate effectively to achieve their goals and overcome challenges?
Firstly, be extremely clear, clarity of thought. They have to be concise and precise. They have to deliver what has been expected out of them, and a clarity of thought, and you should have a presentation skills. If you have a great presentation skills and if you are able to put that on the table in front of your manager in an agreeable and a convincing way, then I think that's one thing that then can allow them to keep things very assertively and positive in front of the manager.
Okay. So what role does feedback play in team communication, and how can we give and receive feedback effectively by communicating to others?
So we need to understand feedback is not just about positive and negative, it is about positive and learning. Okay, so if everyone in the room understands this concept and this theory, that if feedback is positive, you need to appreciate, consume, process, but not take a seat back and have an attitude of allness. अब तो सब हो गया, अब तो मुझे सब आता है, I have achieved, I have done my bit. No, it's a life and it's learning process. Till my last breath, I'll be always learning. Secondly, if I get a negative feedback, it's very important for me as a receiver not to have any harsh feelings toward the one who is giving me the feedback. If I feel that the feedback is something that is coming out of rage or aggression, you still need to process it and wait for the best opportunity to prove them wrong. Now, if I'm the feedback giver, I have to be extremely neutral, rational. I have to understand that the feedback Negative feedback is also communicated in the most respectful way. So if I have good English, but I have shortage of vocabulary, where I am hurting someone's sentiment and I'm not letting the other person understand the feedback in some good way, that means I'm lacking as a communication trainer, as a leader for giving the feedbacks.
So as we are an aviation institute, so can you just let me know that why is communication considered as the backbone of aviation?
Communication is considered as the backbone in aviation because you are in the dynamic, you are in the circumstance where you are every day, each minute, each second dealing with someone or the other. Be it your passenger, be it your attendant, be it your pilot, be it housekeeping. Every moment you are on toes talking and communicating with others. So basically it is bound that a communication trainer teaches the student in the aviation industry that communication is only the key that can get you and sail through your career. Example, if two passengers are fighting and if I barge in, my voice modulation, my assertiveness, my tonality will help them calm. Now if the plane is about to crash or maybe there's a turbulence, in monsoon time we tend to face turbulence, and if I look at my cabin attendant and she is still poised, calm, and is communicating well in an assertive and in a confident way to the passengers, that may help them boost confidence in the situation that everything is alright, maybe we are hyping it. So communication is certainly a way that it keeps you sailing with your colleagues, with your pilot, with passengers, and it can give you actually some peaceful and calm career growth.
Okay. What kind of communication training do aviation professionals undergo?
They go through the training where they understand the importance of verbal communication, non-verbal communication, formal communication, informal communication, where they understand that communication is not only about speaking in English. अगर मेरी इंग्लिश अच्छी है तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है एविएशन में कि मेरी हिंदी भी उतनी ही साफ हो. तो कम्युनिकेशन का मतलब मैं एज ए ट्रेनर कभी मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को ये नहीं सिखाती कि ओके हाय गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन, हाय हाउ आर यू. इसका मतलब ये भी है कि मुझे हिंदी भी उतनी ही साफ तरीके से आना चाहिए, बिकॉज मैं एक इंडियन एरिया में काम कर रही हूँ जहाँ पे एवरीडे मैं ऐसे भी पैसेंजर से डील करूँगी जिनको शायद मेरी इंग्लिश समझ ना आए और मेरी हिंदी भी उतनी ही साफ होनी ज़रूरी है.
So what are the tips for the one who want to join aviation but they are not very good in communication?
Okay, so one who's not good with communication, I will recommend that they practice. And what kind of practice? They only need to talk. Many a times I get to hear, ma'am, someone has recommended we should read books. Someone has recommended we should watch podcasts. Someone has recommended we should watch some Hollywood movies. But that is just an add-on, Madhika. The main point is that you need to talk. The more I talk, the more I enhance my vocabulary, the more my linguistic ability will become strong and I'll be able to learn English in a better way. So with the recent example I've seen with my students who belong from a vernacular medium, and the more I start with my class practice session, the more presentations I give them, the more platforms I share with them, the more opportunity I give them, they gain confidence, they gain motivation, and you do not even know such small things charges at them to become a good communicator tomorrow. So one who has no background of communication and doesn't understand English, or they do not even know to speak English, they should still make it an attempt कि आप गलत भी बोलो पर बोलो. That's the only key that will help you to gain your power in speaking English.
It was nice having you, Miss Ashmita Jha, and thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is all mine, Maria. Thank you so much for having me here today.